Hello, my little love. Did you have a good day today? I hope something made you smile. Now take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and let your mind get soft and quiet. It's time for a gentle bedtime story. Long ago, when the stars were still learning their places in the sky and the world was wrapped in the soft blanket of night, there lived a goddess named Selene. She had hair as silver as moonbeams and eyes that sparkled like stars reflected in a calm lake. Selene's skin glowed with a gentle light, soft and pearl-like, and when she smiled, it was as if the whole night sky became a little brighter and more beautiful. Selene had a very special job, one that she loved more than anything in the world. Every evening, when the sun finished its journey across the sky and tucked itself away beyond the western hills, Selene would begin her own journey. She would climb into her chariot made of shimmering silver that looked almost like it was woven from moonlight itself. And her two white horses would pull her across the night sky, carrying the moon behind them. Her horses were magnificent creatures with coats as white as fresh snow and manes that seemed to be made of starlight. Their names were gentle sounds that reminded you of whispers and soft breezes. When they walked, their hooves made no sound at all, only leaving trails of silvery dust that would drift down slowly toward the earth like tiny falling stars. Their breath came out in soft clouds that looked like wisps of fog on a cool evening. Every night, Selene would prepare for her journey with great care. She would brush her long silver hair until it flowed like water down her back. She would put on robes that shimmered in shades of pearl and silver and the palest blue, colors that reminded you of moonlight dancing on water. Then she would walk to the stables where her horses waited, and she would greet them each with gentle words and soft touches on their velvet noses. The horses would nuzzle against her, happy to see her, eager to begin their nightly journey. Selene would climb into her chariot, take the reins gently in her hands, and together they would rise into the sky, pulling the glowing moon behind them. As they traveled, the moon would cast its soft light down upon the sleeping world below, touching everything with silver and shadow. Selene loved looking down at the world as she drove across the sky. She loved seeing the forests turn to silver and black, with moonlight filtering through the leaves like liquid light. She loved watching the rivers and lakes reflect her moon like mirrors, doubling its beauty. She loved seeing the oceans, vast and mysterious, with moonlight creating paths of silver across the water that seemed to lead to magical places far away. But most of all, Selene loved watching over the people and animals as they slept. She would guide her chariot slowly and carefully, making sure her moonlight was bright enough to comfort anyone who might wake in the darkness, but soft enough not to disturb their dreams. She thought of herself as a gentle guardian, watching over the world while it rested. One night, as Selene drove her chariot across the sky, she looked down and saw something that made her heart feel warm and full. In a quiet meadow surrounded by gentle hills, there was a young shepherd named Endymion. He was lying in the soft grass, his sheep sleeping peacefully nearby. And he was gazing up at the moon with such wonder and joy on his face that Selene couldn't help but smile. Endymion had the kindest eyes Selene had ever seen, warm and brown like the earth itself. His hair was dark and curled softly around his face, and when he smiled, it was like watching the sunrise. But what made Selene's heart flutter most was the way he looked at her moon, with such appreciation and peace. As if he understood how special and beautiful the night could be. Night after night, Selene found herself looking forward to passing over that particular meadow. She would slow her chariot just a little as she approached, and she would look down to see if Endymion was there. And most nights, he was lying in the grass with his sheep around him, looking up at the moon with that same expression of wonder and contentment. Sometimes Endymion would play his flute, and the music would drift up to Selene like a gift. The notes were soft and sweet, melodies that spoke of peaceful nights and gentle winds and the beauty of simple things. Selene had heard many sounds in her travels across the sky, the crashing of ocean waves, the rustling of leaves in forests, the calls of night birds. But nothing had ever touched her heart quite like Endymion's music. One night, Selene made a decision. Instead of simply passing by as she usually did, she would stop and visit this kind shepherd who appreciated the night so much. She guided her horses down, down, down from the sky, landing softly in the meadow beside where Endymion lay. The silver light from her presence made the whole meadow glow as if it were covered in frost that sparkled but didn't feel cold. Endymion sat up, his eyes wide with amazement. He had never imagined that the moon goddess herself might visit him. But he wasn't frightened. Selene's presence felt warm and gentle, like being wrapped in the softest blanket on a cool night. "Hello," Selene said, her voice like wind chimes singing in a gentle breeze. "I hope I didn't startle you. I've noticed you here many nights, and I wanted to thank you." "Thank me?" Endymion asked, his voice full of surprise. "Whatever for?" "For appreciating the night," Selene said softly, sitting down beside him in the grass. "So many people fear the darkness or wish it would hurry past so morning can come. But you understand that the night has its own beauty, its own magic. You make me feel that my work matters." Endymion smiled, and it was like watching a flower bloom. "The night is my favorite time," he said. "Everything feels peaceful and calm. The world slows down and becomes quiet. And your moon makes everything beautiful. It turns ordinary things into something magical. I could watch the moonlight for hours and never grow tired of it." From that night on, Selene would stop to visit Endymion whenever she could. She would park her chariot in the meadow, and her horses would graze on the silver grass while she and Endymion talked. They would share stories and dreams and observations about the world. Endymion would tell Selene about his days, about watching the sheep and playing his flute and noticing the small wonders around him. A spider's web covered in dew. A bird learning to fly, the way clouds moved across the sky like thoughts drifting through a mind. And Selene would tell him about her nights, about the different places she saw from above, the mountains and valleys, the cities and villages, the forests and seas. They laughed together at silly things, like the way Endymion's sheep would sometimes stand perfectly still and stare at nothing. Or the way shooting stars would sometimes race each other across the sky. They marveled together at beautiful things, the first frost of autumn, the way owls flew so silently through the darkness, the patterns the stars made as they wheeled slowly overhead. Selene found herself falling in love with Endymion's gentle spirit, his kindness, his appreciation for beauty, his peaceful way of being in the world. And Endymion found himself falling in love with Selene's warmth, her wisdom, Her grace, and the way she made everything around her seem touched with magic and light. But Selene began to worry. She was a goddess, immortal and unchanging, while Endymion was human. Humans grew older with each passing year. Their hair turned from dark to silver, their faces gained lines and wrinkles, and eventually their time on Earth would end. Selene couldn't bear the thought of watching Endymion change and age and eventually be gone from her life forever. One night, as they sat together in their meadow with the moonlight painting everything silver, Selene took Endymion's hand in hers. "I've been thinking about something," she said quietly, "and I want to ask you an important question. But you must know that whatever you decide, I will understand and respect your choice." Endymion looked at her with those kind brown eyes. "You can ask me anything," he said. Selene took a deep breath. "I love spending time with you," she said. "These hours we share are the happiest I've ever known. But I worry about time passing. I worry about things changing. There is a way, if you wished it, for you to stay just as you are now, peaceful and content and safe, forever. You would enter a gentle sleep, and in your dreams, you would be happy. I could visit you every night, and time would never touch you." She squeezed his hand gently. "But this is a big decision. If you choose this, you would sleep and dream rather than being awake in the world. You wouldn't tend your sheep or play your flute or feel the sunshine. You would have only the night, only dreams, only moonlight. I want you to think carefully about what you truly want." Endymion was quiet for a long time, thinking about Selene's words. He looked around at the meadow, at his sheep sleeping peacefully, at the stars scattered across the sky like diamonds on velvet. He thought about his days in the sunshine and his nights under the moon. He thought about all the things he would miss if he chose this eternal sleep. But then he looked at Selene, at the hope and love in her eyes, and he thought about how happy these visits made him. He thought about the magic of being with her, of sharing the quiet beauty of the night. And he realized that he had found something more precious than any waking adventure. A connection with someone who truly understood him, who valued the same things he did, who made him feel seen and appreciated. "I've been happy in my life," Endymion said slowly, "but never as happy as I am with you. If I can spend every night in peaceful dreams, visited by you, surrounded by moonlight and beauty, that sounds like the most wonderful thing I could imagine." "Yes, Selene, that's what I choose." Selene's eyes filled with tears of joy. She leaned forward and kissed Endymion's forehead gently, and as she did, a soft silvery light surrounded him like a cocoon of moonbeams. Endymion lay back in the grass, his eyes growing heavy, a peaceful smile on his face. Within moments, he had fallen into a deep, gentle sleep, and his breathing became soft and even, like waves lapping at a shore. Selene touched his cheek tenderly. "Sleep well, my love," she whispered. "I will visit you every night, and in your dreams, we will have all the time in the world." She cast a special spell over the meadow to keep it always peaceful and safe. The grass would stay soft and green, the sheep would be cared for. As if by invisible hands, and a cave appeared in the nearby hillside, a comfortable place where Endymion could rest, protected from wind and weather. She carried him there gently and laid him down on a bed of the softest moss, covering him with a blanket made of moonlight. From that night forward, Selene kept her promise. Every single night, as she drove her chariot across the sky, she would stop at the cave and visit Endymion. She would sit beside him and talk to him about her journey across the heavens. She would tell him about everything she had seen: the ships sailing across moonlit seas, the foxes playing in forest clearings, the cities with their glowing windows like tiny stars brought down to earth. And Endymion, in his peaceful sleep, would smile. In his dreams, he could hear Selene's voice like music. In his dreams, they would walk together through meadows that never ended, under skies full of friendly stars. In his dreams, they would share all the time they wanted, talking and laughing and simply being together, with no rush, no worry, no fear of change or loss. The other gods and goddesses saw what Selene had done, and they understood. Love takes many forms, they realized. Sometimes love means being together in the waking world, side by side through all of life's adventures. But sometimes love means finding a different way, a way that preserves what is most precious. A way that holds onto the best moments and makes them last forever. Zeus, the king of the gods, blessed Selene and Endymion's choice. He decreed that the meadow and cave would remain undisturbed for all time, a sacred place where love had chosen its own special path. And he made sure that Endymion's sleep would always be peaceful, filled with beautiful dreams and the constant presence of the one he loved. And so the nights continued, one after another, each one bringing Selene and her moon across the sky. She would travel from east to west, her silver light touching everything below, and always she would stop at that special cave to visit Endymion. The sheep in the meadow grew to know her, and they would gather peacefully outside the cave when she arrived. As if keeping watch, as if understanding that something precious rested within. Sometimes, on nights when the moon was especially bright and full, people on Earth would look up and think they saw Selene's face in the moon, smiling down at them. And they would feel comforted, knowing that someone kind was watching over them while they slept. Children would wave at the moon, and parents would tell them stories about the moon goddess, who loved a gentle shepherd so much that she found a way for their love to last forever. The seasons changed, spring to summer to autumn to winter, and then back again, year after year, century after century. Kingdoms rose and fell, mountains grew and wore away. Rivers changed their courses. But Selene continued her nightly journey, and Endymion continued his peaceful sleep, and their love remained constant and true. Unchanged by time or distance or any of the things that usually make love difficult. In his dreams, Endymion was always young and happy, always playing his flute under starlight, always walking through meadows with Selene by his side. And Selene, though she traveled far and wide across the sky, each night, always had a place to return to, a place where she was loved and appreciated, a place that felt like home. The other gods would sometimes ask Selene if she ever regretted her choice, if she ever wished things had been different. But she would always shake her head and smile. "I have exactly what I need," she would say. "Every night, I see the one I love. Every night, I know he is safe and peaceful and happy. What more could I ask for?" And truly, when you looked at Selene as she drove her chariot across the sky, you could see that she was content. Her light seemed softer and more beautiful than ever before, as if love had made her glow even brighter. And when she stopped at Endymion's cave each night, There was such tenderness in the way she looked at him. Such gentle devotion, that anyone who saw it would understand that this was love in its purest, most beautiful form. So tonight, as you lie in your bed and see the moonlight streaming through your window, remember Selene and Endymion. Remember that love finds its own way. Remember that the moon watching over you is guided by someone who understands about caring for others. About devotion and constancy and choosing what truly matters. The moonlight that touches your pillow is the same moonlight that touches Endymion's sleeping face. The gentle glow that makes your room feel safe and calm is the same glow that Selene creates as she drives her chariot across the sky. Pulled by her silent horses with their starlight manes. And somewhere, in a cave in a peaceful meadow, a shepherd sleeps and dreams. Visited every night by the one he loves. Surrounded by beauty and peace forever. The night is kind and gentle, just like Selene. The darkness is not something to fear, but something to rest in, like being held in soft, careful arms. And the moon above is not just a light in the sky, but a reminder that someone is always watching over you. Making sure you're safe, making sure you're peaceful, making sure you have sweet dreams. So close your eyes now, little one, and let yourself drift into sleep like Endymion in his meadow. Let Selene's moonlight wash over you, silver and soothing. Let the night wrap around you like the softest blanket. And know that you are safe and loved and watched over, tonight and every night, as constant as the moon's journey across the sky. You did well today, my little love. Now let your eyes grow heavy, and let the night wrap around you like a soft blanket. Sleep well, sweet dreams, and rest deeply.